Hey everybody, Joe Casabona here, and today I want to tell you about a new theme called Cadence. My friend Chris Lemma wrote a blog post a couple of weeks ago about the new fastest WooCommerce theme, and it's called Cadence. Now this is compared to their previous fastest theme, which is Astra. Still, both are still really good, but as Chris notes at the bottom of his post, that at Nexus, they've defaulted to using the Cadence theme. And the Cadence team actually reached out to me recently about trying it out. So I thought I would give it a spin here on my vanilla WordPress website. So this is a local site I'm running. You can see I'm running the default theme here. This is not my main website. This is a local site, and I have Kadence and the Kadence Pro plugin installed here. So I'm going to go ahead and just activate this straight away and see what it looks like on the front end. Okay, so that's made some minor layout changes, but that's the beauty of a theme like Kadence, is it's probably super customizable, is my guess. So we can install Cadence starter templates. Again, this is my complete first impression. So I've not used this theme at all. This is the first time I'm using it. And let me actually, before we do that, let me make sure that I've got the Pro. Yeah, the Pro plugin is now active. So why don't we start with the starter template? We'll see how that looks. So choose a builder. This is vanilla, so I'm not using Elementor. I'll use Gutenberg. And then it's got a bunch of interesting templates. Now, this is very reminiscent of Astra's theme, where they have some starter templates. So we've got course, we've got learn dash course. That's really interesting because that makes it seem like it integrates directly with learn dash, which is cool. Something for me to keep in mind because I do run a learn dash website. SAS, Shopping, and Yoga Studio are the Gutenberg themes. So these look okay. I don't think I'm going to go with any of them because I already have mostly a layout. So I'm just going to jump straight into the customizer because I already have content here. Why don't we go ahead and see what we can do with the customizer? So just walk through this. General, we've got layout. So we can set a content max width as well as a content top and bottom, and we can modify that for each of the types of device layouts that we have. And this is in relative ems. That's the unit, which we can change. That's super cool. Narrow content layout max width. So we can really just dive in and customize exactly how wide we want our layouts to be. I've always liked 1100. Maybe that's because that's what Beaver Builder used for a long time, but I think 1100 is a nice width. So single post box. We've got single post box spacing. I don't know if that's what this is, or if that's, let's like set it to something extreme. Oh, okay, so it is the inner box, and well, I can't go to 50. No, the max is 12. I actually really like that they have a hard upper limit because while they aren't super opinionated, they let you customize a lot. They're not letting you do crazy things that will make your site just look bad. I actually really like 12 rem. If we reduce it, this is probably maybe like 5. We want to be mindful that on smaller layouts, and then 1.5, I would probably prefer like 2 on that. Oh, but they also have like some sort of default, maybe 3. And also this is relative ems, so 3 is probably good here too. Yeah, nice. Okay. Then we can set the box shadow. If we know, I'm gonna scroll right past that. Same with border radius. Archive grid. So this would be, I suspect, yeah, this is the archive. I don't have a whole lot of blog posts here. I probably should add more if I want to like really test this, but that looks pretty nice. We'll just keep that as is. And then the border radius, again, going to keep that as is. A general rule of thumb is you want to try to keep the same border radius across all of your content so that you don't have like different weird sized, boxes or different weird sized corners. So that was layout. Let's look at sidebar width. So I haven't actually determined a sidebar yet. You can see that we don't have one here. So let's bump out of there. And actually, is there... I didn't see a sidebar option on the layout. Max width, top and bottom, narrow layout, single post box. So that's where this comes in, right? Yeah. Maybe 12 is a little bit too much for this. Okay. I don't see a sidebar controller though, which I think is interesting. I wonder if it is hidden. Oh, so actually if we pop out of general and go to page layout, page title. Oh, I love this because if we go, let's go home. So this is above the rest of the content. We can place it in content. That's super cool. I think I like it above content better. Or we can just turn the page title off. So this is, again, a theme that's made with page builders or the block editor in mind, because you can name the title something, but then you can stylize it if you want inside of the block editor or page builder. I'm going to show it. And then standard, full width, or contained. I don't see any changes here. Actually, okay, so if it's contained to the max width. I'm going to do standard. I think that looks better. Page title alignment, we can change that, which is cool. Min height, great. I actually thought that was way too much. So 100, maybe 150. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. Oh, and then we can change the title element. So I'm not showing the breadcrumbs here. There are no breadcrumbs to show here. Let's go to a page where we do have breadcrumbs. Cool. Or maybe blog would be better. So if I click hello world, oh, of course, that's a page. So the about page, this looks terrible, but we can fix that. And then the meta, we can choose to show or hide. Love that. Show post title in breadcrumbs. So if I turn that off, I gotta say, I'm really impressed by the amount of customization already. I really like this. So I'm gonna go back to the home page to show these. So we've got normal, we've got narrow. If your style is more narrow, we've got full width. If you're gonna take advantage of, some page builder, it's probably better to have full width. And then left or right sidebar. So I don't like sidebars on my pages. I'm just going to default to normal here. I'm guessing you can probably change the sidebar on a per page basis. So we'll see about that. Also, this is page layout. This is not post layout. So we'll see. Content style, boxed or unboxed. I liked boxed actually. So we'll keep it there. I also noticed, this is weird. I noticed that whatever setting I had for the content didn't stick. So we'll check that out and see what's going on. Maybe it's because I messed around with this. Boxed, content vertical padding, enabled, disabled, show featured image, enabled or disabled, and show comments. Love it. All right, and then if we go to the design, now we can change like the color scheme here, the meta colors, the page title background, and they've got some recommended colors here. So let's see, page title background. Can I change the page title font? There we go. Change that to white. Cool. I won't go through like all the nitty gritty, but I do want to just kind of cover all of the things that we can customize here as kind of my first walkthrough, my first impression. My first impression is this is really nice. Again, I'm using the pro version, so I haven't seen what the difference between the free and pro version is, but it's just, I think that this is really cleanly designed, and it's, marginally faster than some of the other competitors out there. So anyway, I'm on single post layout now. We can change. Oh, man, I really like that. We can change the post title layout to match the page if we want. Again, the container min height. I wonder if there's a global area to fix that. Though 200 does kind of look better there. And then we can change, again, the title elements. Love that. Default post layout. We can add the sidebar to the posts. That's generally where I would prefer to keep sidebars. And then we can choose what sidebar we want. So whatever widgets we've decided to add here. And then we can box or unbox this. I think the boxy layout is working for this. So we'll keep it there. Again, we can change the design here. I can't imagine that there's not a global place to change this stuff. And then we can modify the archive layout very similarly. All right, so we've got page layout, posts. We can modify the search results. That's cool. Let's jump back to, where was I? In general, sidebar. Well, I guess I should add some widgets if we're going to change the sidebar. So let's jump back out here. We'll go to widgets, sidebar 1. Let's just add a couple of widgets here. We'll add a gravity form widget. Great. We'll add... Great. We'll add, let's say, recent posts. Okay, and then we'll do one more, and it'll be my favorite, which is the search widget. Actually, we'll move that up top. I like having that super accessible. Okay, so now we actually have a sidebar to work with. Let's go to general. We'll go to sidebar. So we can change the sidebar width. Okay, I like the 70-30 rule here. We can change the widget spacing. I love that. And then we can make it sticky as well. So if we have a long scrolling page, our sidebar stays in the same spot. I like that a lot. We can change the design like we've seen on other pages. So if you are a no code person, I think that this theme really just delivers, like really works well. We can change the button colors on a global level. This is something I feel is lacking in a lot of page builders or themes, because I find myself changing the buttons on a per page basis, which is not great. So I'm really glad to see this like front and center here. We can change the typography. I noticed that there is another plugin, like another add-on for Kadence that allows you to use web fonts or upload your own fonts. Right now, it looks like we are pulling in all of the Google fonts. So we can change that. I like Oswald. Is that the one I like? Oswald. That might be my favorite heading. Yeah, that's my favorite heading font. So let's go Proxima Nova. No. Open Sans. That's the one. Open Sans. It's a nice looking font in general. We can change the heading font family, right? So if I want Oswald paired with Open Sans, I can. Fantastic. Going back to the point of, this is a fast theme. Obviously, the more stuff you add to it, like the more fonts you add, the more kind of JavaScript-y stuff, like enable scroll to top, that's going to increase the page weight. But if you are judicious in your choices for what you add, then you can continue to keep this fast. I also like that it has its own social network links here. So let's just add my Twitter link. Whoops. Instagram, YouTube. I don't have Vimeo. I have LinkedIn. If you're wondering, I'm using Text Expander to expand all those things. And we'll keep it at that. I don't know where those are added, but there's probably some widget that I can choose. Performance, that's cool. Enable scroll to ID, enable lightbox, load Google Fonts locally. That's pretty neat. Wow, that's super neat. So you can, if you find your site is not performant, there's a whole tab dedicated to it. And then like the other, I don't want this to get too long, but like other themes, including Astra. I'll link to the Astra video in the card, but there is a header builder here that looks exactly like, or at least very similar to the Astra one. So that's cool. You have a lot of flexibility out of the box to design and build your header. The same thing goes for your footer. I suspect, yeah, that's probably where our social links will come in. Yeah. So that's cool. Very cool. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. It's interesting that I have to, so this is slightly confusing, right? It's interesting that I have to choose uh, from this menu, but it looks like I'm not choosing a link. So those are set in the social area and just added here. If I add one that I didn't define, I guess I'd have to go ahead and define that. So that's interesting. They might want to, set social links. Great. I'd probably put that towards the top, but that's so far my only criticism of this. So we have blog posts, search results. That's cool that you can modify the search results page in the same exact way that you can modify posts and pages. You have your standard site identity section. And that's, wow, a really nice expansion of that here. You can choose logo and title and then how you want it laid out. Set your site icon here. I think that the Kadence team has done a really, really nice job of determining, kind of what the best user experience is for the most part, to create a really flexible theme. So I'll click publish on this. Let's go and see what I did here. All right, so the padding didn't stick here for some reason. So we'll see about that. It's probably because I overrode something in page layout. If I do contained, no. Title, default page layout to narrow. So now that's still bumping right up against the edge. Boxed, unboxed, disable vertical padding. So maybe there's something that got lost in translation here. If I go to layout and single, so this is, oh, weird. Oh, maybe it's because I changed something on the blog page and it didn't look as pronounced on the homepage, but maybe there's a caching issue. Okay, so that's interesting. I'm not sure why that's happening. If I go into the page layout here, let's see if our Kadence theme has added anything. This is new. Oh, and there are, so great. There are per page settings. So we can say like boxed, show featured image, disable header and footer for like easy, for easy landing pages and stuff like that. Wow. This is, I'm very impressed by this theme. Transparent header, page title, normal or narrow or full width. So if I want this to be full width, I can make it so. All in all, I really like Kadence. I'm excited to use it a bit more and dive deeper. If you want to see more Kadence tutorials, let me know in the comments. Let me know if there's something you'd like me to expand on. Otherwise, thanks so much for watching. If you did like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up down below and subscribe to this channel for more great content.